This class has been actually offered. It was always led by Bob Tappel. It's a mixture of us talking, the two of us talking, and the students presenting. There's a lot of back and forth between the students and the two of us. And then Bob and I get to nitpick, or maybe do a little bit more than nitpicking. Asking, have you thought about that? Why do you want to do this? Does that make sense to you? Etc. Things like that. So I would say that there are two fundamental things. First of all, it is a teaching experience for us, and for them a learning experience. So they're learning a lot about energy technologies, about policy issues related to energy. And because the way that we've structured the class, the various groups have different topics that they've selected, they select, and then they get to hear each other, so they're learning from each other, and they also guide each other, because one of the things that we encourage is for students to criticize each other. And that's a useful skill, to both to listen, to absorb criticism and comments, and then to be able to act on it. And the other one is, in the business world and the policy world, it's a collaborative environment, and you have to learn how to work in a group productively. And the way this class is structured is exactly to focus on this. So you typically have 3 or 4 people focusing on a particular problem, and they have to learn how to work together to actually get the end result. The end result is to have a report that they put together that's then going to be presented to a faculty panel, including some rather prominent people, including some Nobel Prize winners. So there's an element of, you can't just sit back and roll with the flow. You have to really get engaged, because in the final analysis, sometime at the end of May, you, the student, you're going to stand in front of some very prominent people, and you're going to be saying things. So there's a huge incentive for figuring out how to be productive and effective in working as a group. And I think that's something that's not taught enough at universities. And one of the aims of this course is to teach them how to do that. I think this course is not about learning a bunch of facts. Facts are ephemeral. And I think for these kinds of courses, what you want to teach them is how to think about things. These are students that, when they go outside the university environment, are going to engage in the real world, in working environments that are distinctly different than sitting in a class and listening to somebody lecture. So part of the story here is to basically help them make that transition. So this course is really it teaches them content, but it also teaches them a way of behaving in an environment where your job is to figure something out, problem solving. And so you do this as a group.